All right. Happy Monday night. I know that Monday is a weird day, but it is the start to the week, and what better way to start this week than being at your first class ever at Full Sail University. So I want to welcome you guys here tonight, this evening. Thank you guys for coming out. We did have a lot of people registered for this evening, so I'm sure they're going to find their way around and trickle in. It is 7 o'clock and I wanted to get started. Just let you guys know, I do record these sessions mainly because we are from all over the place. Majority of these two sections tonight are actually from majority of you are from the East Coast, so there's only a few of you from the West Coast. So it's actually 7 o'clock for a lot of us right now. Now, that comes with a lot of things. Everybody has responsibilities and family, and you have to cook dinner and get situated. All this is totally understood. I'm there with you. So first of all, you should take your hands and put them over your shoulder and pat yourself on the back, because this is an incredible opportunity that you decided to do for yourself. Deciding to further your education and follow your dreams is amazing. The motto here at Full Sail University is, if you take your dream seriously, or if you have a serious dream, we'll take your dream seriously. And that's in stone. That is the most authentic, honest thing I can say to you, is everything is right here. You have access to things that you never thought you would have access to. And it's all up to you to embrace that and take advantage of that. And that's really what is about tonight, is show you around a little bit, go over what we're about, what you can expect, especially in this first class. And going through online orientation gives you a taste of doing things. But in all honesty, it takes getting your hands dirty and actually going through the platform and going through the motions and submitting assignments and being proactive on the discussion board, attending GoTo sessions. All of these things are relative and will get you in the groove. So, do I understand where you are at this moment? Yes, it excites me as a first month educator, because you're at this moment where there's this duality of feeling. You are extremely excited, but you're also feeling an overwhelming whoosh, is the best word I can say it, of anxiety. And I understand that, and it's okay. That means you're human. That means that you actually care about the path that you're going to embark on. And it's amazing. It's amazing. And we'll go through that tonight. So, all right. Just to test the mics again, I'm going to count down from 3. And if you would all say hello to each other. So in 3, 2, 1. Hi, everyone.
Hey, what's up?
Hi.
What's going on?
Hey, get off.
Okay, so as you can see, especially with online, there is a lot of background noise because we have a lot of things going on. So what I do is I will keep the mics muted until we get into conversation, until we get into interaction. So I will go ahead and mute those right now. I want to point out to you, and some of you have found it already, but all of you guys have a control panel sitting on your desktop. And it has a bunch of things going on. It has the names of the people that are in the class, and right underneath the names or attendees is a couple of buttons. And that you can mute your own mic from your side. Then there is an icon that looks like a glove or a hand, and it has an arrow going through it. So if you could find that for me and press that button or that icon, just let me know that you know where it is. Cool, we got some people that know where it is. Okay, what that does is it gives me an indication that either I asked the question and you have the answer to it, or we're having a discussion and you would like to share either a story or some insight to our discussion. I'm all about participation. I can talk. I will tell you that I can talk. So I also teach on campus, and our lectures are 2 hours. So I have no problem. I can go the full 2 hours and give you all the material, but that's not how I like to do things. I like participation. I like to get you guys to talk. This is not only my class, it's your class. So one of my favorite things as an educator is I get to learn every single month. I get to learn with you and find out new things, gain new perspective. So with that said, talk. Don't let my voice, God help you, don't let my voice be the only one that speaks through the whole 2 hours. Are we cool with that? Are you guys with me on that? I hope so. So the other thing that I want to point out on the control panel, I'm a little nervous about the silence right now. There's no like confirmation in the chat box, but that might be you don't know where it is. So on the control panel at the very end, the last arrow says chat. And if you press down on that arrow, it will give you the message box. And that gives you the opportunity to say hello or even ask a question or contribute to the conversation. I will tell you, especially if we get as many people as are signed up for tonight, the chat box goes by very, very quickly. So for someone, I'm the only one that's conducting this class. If you do have a pressing question, don't get mad at me. I'm not ignoring you. I promise that I'm not ignoring you. Just go ahead and use the raise your hand button, or you can type in your question a second time for me to see it. Yeah, unfortunately, Daniel, there you have to scroll up and scroll down, and sometimes you can miss it. So I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about that. It isn't a very big window, unfortunately. But that's why I like you guys to use that raise the hand button. I'll go ahead and unmute you and give you the floor. Okay, cool. So, are we ready to get this party started? I hope so. I hope you guys are excited and energized. This evening, the first part is usually going over policy and procedures. Now I understand that that's a little dry. I'm gonna do my best to make it as entertaining as possible, as I possibly can. However, there's things that you guys need to know, especially being new to Full Sail. There are things that you need to know and abide by, just like any other um, educational institution. I hate the word institution, but it's for a lack of better word. There's things that you just need to know. So that's going to be part of the first part of the session tonight. I do want to get you guys communicating to each other. If you haven't heard this, and I'm sure that you have, it's something that it was drilled into my head when I first started here, but just like real estate is location, 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 Full Sail is all about network, network, network. And you guys have that opportunity. I know that sounds kind of out there, especially being on an online student, but I'm here to tell you that does not make a difference. You are just as much a part of this culture and university as my campus students are. And it's up to you to take advantage of what you have at your fingertips to communicate with each other. So we're going to talk about our discussion boards when we get into the class in a little bit. We're going to talk about Connect and all the chat rooms that you have there. The fact that we have technology has changed the game when it has come to communication. And communication is key. There is no other way to put it. Communication is key. You need to know how to talk to people, even if your desire is to code all day for video games. You still need to communicate with a team. I don't know about you, but every single game that I've played, there are pages and pages of accolades, of crews, of people that are involved in putting that together. Telltale Games even has a section of pets, and it's all pet names. So it's a huge undertaking, and it's not just individual. You talk to people, so communication is definitely key. And I will get you to start doing this tonight. Okay. And then what I want to do is I'll go over the first discussion board and briefly go over the first assignment for this week, just to set you up. I don't want to overload you. This is the first night that we're together. I do hold another session before we break for the weekend. But trust me that I have your best interest at heart. I'm going to give you tips on being very successful here. Again, it's going to be up to you to take advantage of it. Okay, let me see here. Okay. All right. Oops. All right, so as you see before you, these are all the degrees currently that are offered for a bachelor's program. What you guys should understand, especially right now, is that you are in a classroom with a diversity of talent. So there's approximately 27 in both my sections, so that's about roughly like 54 people. And these 54 people are from film, show production, creative writing, computer animation, digital art design, software development, mobile development. There is a ridiculous amount of talent that is right in this room. And the difference between your core classes, the first couple of classes that you take, is that you have this awesomeness in one room, and you have this opportunity to tap into all of those resources. So what I was saying briefly before, and I used video games as an example, but this is pretty across the board. You could put it into music. You could put it into filmmaking. You need a team. We need each other to make this happen. So at the very beginning, you have the opportunity to communicate with all these wonderful people and understand that each and every single one of you has something to bring to the table and share. Even if it is the beginning stages, you have a uniqueness to bring to the table. And there may be someone in here that excels in editing. They're just amazing at it. It's almost like the way that they work is precise, and they're on point with times and transitions. There might be another person that is just good in communication. Their voice is amazing. They're strong storytellers. There might be someone else that is ridiculous with any Adobe products like Photoshop or Premiere, like any one of those programs. Bottom line is, what I'm saying is reach out. Reach out and use those resources. They are so incredibly beneficial, and they're right at your fingertips. And you have the opportunity to seize the moments and share it with each other. And I'm seeing the chat box, and again, I'm sorry, I apologize, it goes by so fast. But I'm loving what I'm seeing so far. So far, I'm seeing like teamwork makes the dream work, and absolutely, this is what it's all about. You're part of a culture, and we advertise the School for Creative Minds. So use your creative mind and tap into everyone else's creative mind and think about the possibilities of your ideas becoming even bigger than you ever thought they could become, because you're working together. Okay, so now, my friends, it's time for you guys to talk. So before we get into who I am, I like to get to know you guys, and this is my opportunity. Now, because we are we're not that large right now, but to save on some time, I put 3 questions up there. And I would ask if you guys would choose one of those and kind of introduce yourself and elaborate on this question, just for us to get to know who you are, what makes you tick, and maybe some of the reasons why you chose Full Sail to come here. Okay, so Who is my first volunteer? Okay, Anthony. Let me unmute you. Hello, Anthony. How are you?
I'm good. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh, awesome. Okay, sweet. That's what I was wondering. Hi, how are you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking.
Sweet.
um,
So
okay.
you're calling in, so you probably can't see the questions, can you?
Yeah, I can see the questions. I have what is this right here? The keynote is what it says on my Mac. I had to download it and upload it, and then I also have the IM on the side, so I can see your presentation and type at the same time too. So I have the communication right now.
Awesome, awesome. So go ahead. Choose one of those questions and let's hear it. Let's get to know you.
What is the dream job that brought you to this school? Who in your industry inspires you the most? Why, if you could live anywhere in the world, where? So all these questions I could answer. I'll just go with what is the dream job that brought you to this school? Um, I can answer that specifically, to word for word, but in a sense, it's not exactly, that brought me to this school. I've just had a passion for music for the longest time ever. And Full Sail is actually one of the first colleges that was brought to my attention. And since then, I've just kind of always had it, in the back of my mind, back of my heart, that I'd love to attend it. Because there's several other, there's many schools, many ways about going to education to get, for music and stuff. But what brought me to Full Sail is that I genuinely, believe you guys have a good curriculum and you guys are accredited. And I do plan on coming down to Florida one day. So that definitely works out, to my benefit in every way. As far as a dream job, um, I mean, there's a few, to be specifics, like artists and repertoire. I would love to be like a scouting agent. I would love to do engineering and work in the mixing boards. I would love to be a recording artist and performer, or just be a songwriter, or be a manager. Any part of it. I guess my way to tell people when they ask me why I like doing it is I say, look at the NFL as a big building. Not everybody's meant to be a quarterback, and not everybody gets to be a quarterback throwing the football in the Super Bowl. But if you genuinely love it so much, then you wouldn't have a problem emptying the trash cans and pushing brooms as long as you're part of it. The big machine, and you can do that, professionally and successfully. Then that's the American dream, I believe, isn't it? To do what you love doing.
Absolutely. And I love that you're bringing up like if you love what you do, you're gonna be in that environment. And even if it's picking up the trash or sweeping up the floor, being in that environment is gonna motivate you to do move on to bigger and better things and really get there. So I think that's very humbling and an awesome way, just an awesome outlook. Just to be in the environment and absorb everything and love everything, giving you more motivation to move forward. So that's really cool. I also want to point out that all these things that you're mentioning, especially dream job, like one of the themes is dream big, in this course especially, dream big. So we're going to be talking about a little bit tonight because, again, I don't want to overwhelm you, but we will be talking about our final project just a little bit in here. And it has to do with your goals and what you want to get from your goals, and the fact that you guys have nothing to lose. Right now, you're at ground zero, and embarking on this journey and be excited about what you are going to encounter and what you're going to absorb, and that you have the power to take advantage of all those things. So thank you, Anthony. Congratulations on your choice to come to Full Sail, and welcome.
Thank you very much. I'm very excited and honored to be here. I'm looking forward to it very much. So
Awesome. Well, thank you for being the first person.
no problem. Anytime.
Awesome. Okay, I see Michael's hands up, and Michael Jordan. Like, do you get a better name than that? Hi, Michael. How are you?
I'm pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm very well. I saw you just typed everything out. Do you want to say
Yeah.
what you typed
All
out?
right. So my main dream was to become a game designer for Blizzard Entertainment. I started with games like Diablo, StarCraft, Warcraft, stuff like that, and games like that just intrigued me since I was a child. And what I want to do is put my ideas and my thoughts forward to make games similar to that, but with my imagination and bring what I have to the table to other people. And in doing so, I've already had two friends that have succeeded in that, and I've had the dream since I was in 7th grade, so now's the perfect time to pursue it, and I don't see any better fit than Full Sail University at this moment.
Sweet. Well, Michael, that's awesome. Congratulations. And I want to point out that all those goals that you were talking about, and that little anecdote that you shared with us, about playing the games that you played and being inspired to want to create characters and stories, that is your moment. And I encourage you to write that down. Write down that moment where you said, "This is it. This is why I want to pursue this," and it sparked or ignited that passion in you. Trust me that it will come. It will make sense come the following week. So write that down. Write down the instant, that moment where it clicked for you to want to come here and want to be a game developer that that you just mentioned.
Alrighty.
Cool. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Okay, forgive me if I get this wrong, but is it Muriel? Did I get that right?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Is it Muriel?
Yes, it's me. Hi, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. I am so excited to find you guys. Actually, I was in the nursing field. I'm just changing career now.
Wow.
It was so stressful for me. It was too much. And then I wanted to find something better because I'm planning to have a small business on my own. And that was, when I found For Sale and they have the exact program for me, the internet marketing, so I can manage and do everything, for my business and, and enjoy it better than nursing.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah.
And just
Hmm.
like everybody before you, I want you to keep that in mind. You have a goal, and you're talking about starting your own business.
Yes.
Starting your own business is a huge undertaking, and there are so many things, so many factors, and the one thing is being able to plan all that idea and know what you really want. So start thinking about the business and what it is that you want to give back to your customers or your clients. think about what it means to you and what it'll mean to them. And again, this will make sense as we progress in this month.
Okay.
Cool.
Thank you.
So nice to meet you. Thank you for sharing.
Nice to meet you too.
Okay, I see Thomas. Hi, Thomas. How are you?
Living the dream. How you guys doing?
I love it already.
Um, the one I like is the what is your dream job that brought you to the school or university. Uh, my dream is I've been a musician since I was like a little kid. I started singing professionally when I was 8. I've toured all over the United States. I've done stuff on national television. I've been overseas and toured over in other countries.
Wow.
And I stopped for a long time. And I went to college. I dropped out. I went to Hart School of Music at University of Hartford, but I dropped out, and that was like 15 years ago. So I've been trying to get back into it. I picked up the guitar. I started learning that. I write music for it, and I'm a singer still. And my dream is pretty much to live the dream. You know what I mean? To do what I love to do, whatever, puts a smile on your face, basically.
Well, that's awesome. And again, like these are awesome. Um, this is a great start. I just referring to everyone that has gone already. This is a great start because you will realize that you're already formulating these ideas. You're already setting goals, and you're already talking about why it is you want to pursue what you want to pursue. And all these things are extremely important, especially this month. And we're going to get into the structure and it'll make more sense then. But it, I mean, you went through the why you do it. You went through how you've been active in what you want to do. So you already have so much experience. Think about what that looks like and how you could present that um, to your credibility. How can you present the evidence of all that experience? And think of how wonderful it is to be able to share that experience with travel and um, different audiences. It's so rich in opportunity there. So keep thinking of write stuff down, um, and you'll reach your goal. I have faith. I mean, you could hear the smile in your voice. So just keep it up.
Right, right. Got to keep living the dream.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you very much for sharing with us, Thomas.
Thank you.
Okay, I saw a couple more brave souls raise their hands. So we have Brandon, and then Crystal and Daniel. And then our next activity is coming up. So, hi Brandon, how are you?
Hey, what's going on?
Uh, Everything is awesome.
Good. I'm probably gonna answer the what is your dream job? I'm currently I do some DJing on the side, and I've been wanting to be a producer for like the longest time. Kind of get my own recording studio. Maybe one day, opening up a record label. Getting some big names. But I've been wanting to do this for, I guess, ever since maybe 12. Went to a show, saw a DJ, and thought it was like the coolest thing in the world. So I started picking up on that, and I was looking up for some degrees to get in like music production or anything like that. And I couldn't find any until I stumbled on this school, and I was like, well, I have to check this out. And I went on your page, and I automatically knew this is where I was supposed to be. And it was, just like the next few months, I was already starting to enroll, and just kind of went step by step, and here I am trying to overcome the odds, I guess, if you could say that. So
Oh yeah, and I totally understand. It's a journey to get here. It really is. It takes time, it takes patience, and it takes like really, really wanting it. Um, and I understand. There's some people that go through such a long wait. So feel good and congratulations that you're here and you're beginning and you're excited.
thank you, thank you.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing. I'm seeing now. It's hard for me to pay attention to both things, but I'm seeing such wonderful things happen in the chat box. Um, really, guys, I can't stress this enough. Like the things that you're saying, the goals that you're setting, and your um, your why, your heart. You're actually talking from your heart. Write these down. Keep these in mind. They are going to come in so handy this month. Okay, so we're going to take our last two, which is Crystal, then Danielle. Hi, Crystal. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing good.
Excellent.
Um, I was gonna, sorry.
No worries.
I get real nervous when it's talking. I ain't gonna lie.
No
That's one
worries.
of my bad things. My name's Crystal. I'm a mother of four. Um, I go by Diana, which is my middle name. My dream job would be to be a writer, whether it's a TV show, a songwriter, or publishing a book. I want that to be an inspiration to the younger generation to be inspired to either write or, to try to go at writing or whatever the dream job is. I want to, be like a big inspiration like that to them. And if one of my shows or songs or books inspire them to do it, then, that would be like a real long life goal for me. Like I aspired the younger generation to, you know, be inspired.
Absolutely. That's beautiful. And that's such an awesome reason,
Hmm.
especially when you want to give back. Giving back is so incredible. Uh, if you think of any genre or any section of the industry,
Hmm.
it's all about um, what are you giving back? Your clients, your audience, your fans, they want something in return
Uh,
for following you or admiring you. So what is that you're giving in return? And I think that's amazing that you want to inspire others.
I've from the age of 13 to 26, I've wrote 12. Well, I've won 12 editors awards for poetry I've done, and the younger generation came up to me and said, because it was on poetry.com, and they, like, wow, where'd you get this inspiration or something? I wish I could do something. It's, I just tell them it's there. They just have to tap into it some way. And if,
That's awesome.
mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Well, thank you, Crystal. You already have goals in place, and like I have been saying, definitely keep these in mind. They're really strong goals.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Okay, Daniel, what
Hello?
do you got for us?
I was kind of hoping I'd raised my hand too late to answer. But my dream job would essentially be to work on the mechanics and the landscape of video games, which in my opinion have gotten too easy over time. I feel like the difficulty and the number crunch is gone with a lot of video games nowadays. And I went to UNCC for 2 years to be an engineer, and I woke up every day and I didn't really feel like that was like what I really wanted to do. And after 20 years of consistently playing video games, pretty much everyone said you'd be an idiot if you didn't at least try. And there's people who have raised 6 kids and worked 60 hours a week and still got the Advanced Achievement Award at the end of their degree here at Full Sail. So I kind of figured I didn't have an excuse anymore not to try.
Wow.
So here I am.
Awesome. Awesome. Isn't that inspirational? It's so cool to just get motivated by people that are successful and to be okay with that, just as wow, I can accomplish this. I can do it. It's up to me. So I think that is so important, especially at an early stage, even though you have gone through schooling already. But how cool is that experience? Coming with the experience of going through 2 years of engineering and really knowing the ins and outs and logistics and math of that. That is beyond what I can understand. So just having that experience and then watching others succeed where you want to be is motivational. And it's very mature. It's very mature to be able to step back and reflect and understand that you have that same potential. So cool. I'm glad that I didn't pass over you.
Yeah, I settled for carpentry for the past 2 years. It's a little more simple than engineering, but I figured, like you said, watching all these success stories, you never know till you try.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And sometimes things are that we have to do some things temporarily to get where we need to go. And it just shows your endurance, it shows your desire and how bad you want it. Because unfortunately, we live in a world that we need to make a living. No matter what we do, we need to make a living. Things cost money. In order to stay afloat and live, we need jobs, to get us where we need to go. So there is no shame in anything. I actually was a waitress for so many years before I became an educator. So I hear you on that.
Well, I'm excited to work with everyone, and I appreciate it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing. Okay, I just want to point out one thing that I saw at the corner of my eye in the chat box, and it was Anthony talking about how we are a family. Absolutely. I'm and I'm not just pulling this out of the air. We're together this entire month, and I know that I don't see you face to face, and you're not gonna see your classmates face to face. However, we are a community. We are a family. We're here to support each other. We're here to learn from each other. We're here to listen to each other, gain perspective, and reach out. Everybody is an asset in this class. No matter what your skill level is, you're an asset to this class. And I'm promoting that we utilize that. You utilize your family members. Oh well, my brother cuts hair, or he's a mechanic. My sister is a massage therapist. My Uncle is an accountant, and we all utilize our strengths to help build a community as a family, and that's what we are here. We're a family. So with that said, we're gonna go on to our activity. I'm gonna have a lot to cover, so I'm gonna give you guys with I'm gonna give you about 5 minutes, and if you notice, and thank you, Anthony, by the way, thank you. If you notice, below the where you can type in the chat box, right now it says all entire audience. What it does is on the side it has a drop down box or arrows, and that will give you a list of everybody that is in the class. What I encourage you guys to do now, and I'm gonna put some music on, set the mood, set the timer for like 5 minutes, and go in, private chat somebody, exchange your information. The cool thing is both my sections are here tonight. So that means you have access to people that aren't even in your section. How cool is that? So I'm encouraging you that you connect with each other. And I'm gonna go ahead and that turned over, never mind. Go ahead, put on some tunes and go to it. All right, even though I was feeling that right now, we have a lot to go over. So I do hope that you all were exchanging important information and got some digits to help you out and connect with each other and network. You never know who is in this room. We could have the next producer. We could have the next Pulitzer Prize winner. We can have the next Academy Award winning director in the building. So you never know who is in this room and who you are connecting with. So always be aware of your surroundings and communicate and love each other. I know that sounds a little crazy, but what I mean is embrace each other. Embrace each other as creative equals and learn from one another. All right, so we got to know you guys. I guess you're kind of curious about who I am, and if you're not, you can keep that to yourself. So who am I? Well, here I am, and I'm Trish Pearson, as you probably some of you have already known from my correspondence, how I sign my emails. At Full Sail, we do go by our first names, so it's nothing to be ashamed about or feel weird about. We go by our first names, so you can call me Trish. You could call me Miss P if you have to. I have people call me professor. I have people call me teacher. So whatever you need to, whatever you feel comfortable using is okay with me. Thank you, Angel. That's really sweet. Thank you. And it just caught my eye, but I saw most deaf in the chat box, and I just had a comment on that because he's one of my favorite lyricists. So awesome. But this is me, and that's my at Full Sail address, which is on the platform. My hours are pretty much 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. for 4 days a week. Now, is that to say that you can't contact me? I know that we're all on different schedules. All I ask is that you hit me up. Just send me an email, send me a message, and let me know if you need to meet with me some other time. Monday, of course, we're in session, so it's a little bit later on Mondays. We're in session from 7 to 9, so I'll always be in here for 7 to 9, and you could ask questions right in here. And then Tuesday is the other late night. I start at 11 and I end at 7. So just keep that in mind. It is on the platform. Know that we aren't robots, even though we want to be. Well, not want to be. I do want to answer your questions. I do want to be there for you. That's in my nature, but I'm not 24/7. So hopefully you guys understand that and know that if it's after office hours that you ask a question, I'll get back to you in about 24 hours. Now, is that to say that I won't be on at 7 in the morning one day and answer your question? It happens. I do it. I'm kind of crazy about getting things done, so it's part of my OCD. Um, will I not answer an email after 4 p.m.? I may answer an email after 4 p.m. So you never know. But if it's after office hours, just understand that instructors are not online 24/7. That goes with Saturday and Sundays. Saturday and Sundays are usually off for instructors. That's pretty much standard through the entire program, unless you're a campus instructor and you happen to have lectures that are on Saturdays or Sundays. And oh yes, Full Sail as a whole is a 24/7 school. So there are classes that are 1 in the morning to 5 in the morning. There's classes from all sorts of hours. It's part of being, that real world experience, getting you to understand the industry. So, just let you know that. Also, understand that these GoTo meetings, these GoTo sessions, this software is available to you. So if we get into the heart of things and there's something that you might want to talk to me about or show me, where we can share screens in here. So you can always contact me and we can jump on in here and we can meet virtually through GoTo sessions. The power of technology, it's amazing. Well, my background is my undergrad's English literature. I graduated from Moline College with an English lit degree, and I taught high school for about 8 years. I taught British literature. I know everyone's favorite subject, Beowulf and Shakespeare and Chaucer. I know everyone loves those things. But that was my background until I became a student myself at Full Sail University, and I was in your position where I was the teacher and I was getting all these emails from Full Sail University. Come take our media design and technology, step into the 21st century classroom. And I was all about it. And I just kept on, I was like, should I really do this? Should I do this? I have about 150 students all year and all these papers. But I finally gave in and I decided to come to Full Sail. It was amazing. It was the best decision that I ever made. I was online like you, of course, because I work full time, and it really was the best decision I ever made. And I got my first master's in media design and technology. Then recently, in December, not this one that just passed, in December 2015, I graduated with my second master's in creative writing. So I have the MFA in creative writing as well. So, my friends, I've been in your position. I've been through the program. I've been through the rigorous accelerated program with all these outside responsibilities, and guess what? I don't have gray hair yet. So if I don't have gray hair, and I know some of you are way younger than I am, you can do it. You can totally do this. And as always, and I tell my campus students this as well, I don't give up all my secrets on our first date. So you'll periodically know more things about me as we go on through the month. I like to put in a little mystery. I like to have things in my pocket to bring examples to the table. So that's me. You could get in touch with me. I'm going to show you the platform in a little while. It has my alternate email address, and it also has an alternate phone number that you can get in touch with me. And I see a lot of music conversation going on, so I guess we'll move on. So, expectations. Now, this is where I can talk and I can tell you guys what you can expect from me, but why do I need to do that? I'd rather hear from you. What you are the students naturally, right? You're the students. So I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you. What do you expect from me as your instructor this month? And Jermaine, gray hair is distinguished. You own it. Own your gray hair. Oh, thank you, Joseph. Okay, Thomas, is that hand up from before? Or do you want to? It is up from before. Okay. All right, Thomas says guidance. I think I could pull that one off. Guidance, absolutely. As being in the mentor position right now, guidance, absolutely. Brandon, patience is my middle name, almost to a fault. So I don't know if you guys saw my background before we came into class, but besides my patience being middle name, my nickname is Snow White. So I have too much patience. Not too much homework. Well, Jeremy, that's all relative, and I guess it's based on perspective. For some people, could look at it like, this is not homework, and then other people will be like, oh my God, Miss B, why? So it's all about perspective. Page feedback. Feedback is a given. I almost feel like I intimidate my students with my feedback. Don't get anxious. Not because of that I'm a hard ass or anything. It's because I spend a lot of time giving a lot of feedback back. Just because I think it's so incredibly important for your growth, but both professionally and personally. And that goes both ways. Giving and receiving feedback have benefits. Uh, Networking, we don't all need someone with that much literature experience telling us how to write better. I will definitely do my best with that. I tend to use what I know, and we all use what we know. So I may do literature references. I'll use my experience as a high school teacher, so you'll definitely hear that from me. Russell, you go ahead. Don't worry about that. And Joseph, definitely. And that goes for you guys as well. Share your experiences. Some of us, we introduced ourselves at the beginning, and you were pouring your heart out and sharing your experience, and that is so rich in the culture and developing as a community, as a family, sharing those experiences. Oh, Eric, good question. Of course, we touch upon the very foundation, the surface. This class is about knowing your goals and planning for them, and strong communication. So, of course, all the concepts and skills it's going to be developing of those ideas and plans. And then once you start getting into splitting off into your industry, you'll be pinpointing on more things like that. And Paige, I'm so excited. I'm so excited that you're excited. I'm so excited to start a new class. I'm so excited to learn new things. So I'm right there with you. Oh yeah. I'm glad you guys are bringing that up. Just if you did come in a little bit late, know that I do record all the sessions. So as soon as we close for the evening, what I do is I render the video. Now I can't promise that it's going to be up tonight. Usually not. It takes a while to render the video, and then it needs to be uploaded to my YouTube channel. So most likely what you'll have is an email and an announcement the very next day, and you'll have access to the recording. Crystal, I see that you had a private question, but I'm gonna address that question. There aren't group projects for this class, but there will be down the line. There is no group projects in this class. However, the discussion boards are very interactive, and it almost counts on you guys communicating to each other and giving each other that feedback, um, commenting, making insightful comments. Anthony, great question. No, it doesn't. Unfortunately, it doesn't include the chat box that goes away in the recording. Unfortunately, and Jeremy, this is actually a good time. So let me unmute your mic so you can introduce yourself, and then we'll move on with I expect from you guys. Where did you go? There you are.
Hello?
Hi, Jeremy. How are you?
Hi, Trish. Hi, everyone. Yeah, I just wanted to give a little brief intro. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, great. Yeah, I have well, my major is cinematography, and I have a huge love for films, and I started to basically get into it as I got a little older. I would say that I was always interested in other things except films until I started reaching in my 30s. So that's when I started to basically, get into TV shows and all that stuff. And I wanted to go ahead and start my own, basically.
Very cool. Talk about dreaming big, and that's what I want for you guys. I want you guys to dream big. I want you to start formulating an idea of how you're going to get there and what you need to do while you're here to fulfill that dream and get to that goal. Because it's all here. You just have to reach out and take it, if that makes sense.
Absolutely, it does. And it's
Awesome.
great to have you as an instructor.
Well, it's great to have you as a student, and congratulations.
Thank you again.
Joseph, that's not a bad thing. Embrace it. And I'm seeing a lot of things go through do everything that you guys want to do. There's nothing stopping you but yourself. So that networking and communicating with each other, do it. If there's someone that is further in the program than you are, and you could connect with a lot of those people on, no pun intended, the Connect site, do it. They want to hear from you. They want you to pick their brain. They want to share their experiences. So reach out. Okay, so what is it that we expect from students? And there's a couple of things that there's a couple of things that I go by. And my first thing is being open-minded. That's my number one thing. Coming in here, knowing what you know, having experiences, but realizing that you don't know everything, and that everybody has something to bring to the table. Everybody has a different experience. Everybody has a different level of experience and knowledge. And know that keeping an open mind leaves you susceptible for gaining new perspective. It doesn't mean that you have to adopt anything that anybody else says to be the absolute truth, or to be something that will turn into your philosophy. You already have your philosophy, and the way that you do things, or the way that you think about things, or the way that you evaluate things. But understand that freedom and that right that you have to formulate those opinions and have those ideas and function the way that you function, the person next to you has that same freedom. And if you just listen once in a while, you may gain perspective or insight. It may change the way that you look at something, or even open up doors that you wouldn't even imagine that would open for you. So that's one thing. It's coming in here with an open mind and respecting the creative diversity in this room, and celebrating each other. The other thing is, a book was given to me when my father passed away, and it was called A Peaceful Warrior. And it was this allegorical tale where many of the characters represented something bigger than they were. And one of the main characters was called Socrates. Now, Socrates, that is my man. Like, it is my mantra. What I know is I know nothing, and that keeps me learning new things every single day, understanding that philosophy has been the way that I live my life. So one thing that he said to one of the other main characters, that the protagonist that was going through all this conflict, is he told him to take out the trash. What do you think that means? What does it mean, take out the trash? Does that mean go into your garbage pail and bring your trash to the dumpster? What does that mean? Okay, in a way, Michael, yes, start new. What else? And yay for my bookworms. I'm not the only nerd. Yes. Leave the past behind you. That's big, actually. Yes. But get rid of the negativity, Joseph. Yes. Get rid of the negativity. Because what happens is we are so preoccupied by everything that is going on the outside. We have bills that are waiting for us in the mailbox. We have dinner that we have to make to put on the table. We have laundry. We have crying kids. We have to feed cats. We have to walk the dog. All these things are happening. But really, when it comes to this, when it comes to education, when it comes to only being in this classroom for 2 hours on a Monday, realizing that you don't have any control over what's happening outside at that moment. You don't have any control. The bills are going to always be there. Dinner will somehow make it on the table. Your kids will be fed, I promise. The laundry will get done. But for right now, you're learning. You're communicating with other creative people. You only have control over the now. And that's what it means. Taking out the trash is only having control over your now and being present in the moment and utilizing your energy in the now, not the what could be or the what has happened, the right now. Does that make sense? Cool. Yeah, awareness is key. It makes you sharp, it makes you alert, it makes you grow as a person, and you start to realize things that you don't have control over at every single waking moment. So what I'm asking you guys to do is be present. Be present. You made this decision for a reason. And yes, there are responsibilities outside of what it is in Full Sail, but know that this is an added responsibility. This is not in lieu of all your responsibilities. It's been added to your list. So I'm not saying that it constantly has to be a priority, but you have to prioritize, if that makes sense. I like the not the enthusiasm, but I like the trying attitude in the chat box. That's cool. And the other thing is show up. Show up. You know, you all are very capable and some of you may not realize how capable you are, and you will, but show up. Show everyone how capable you are. Share in those experiences. Have confidence that you have what it takes to get through. Okay, so the next few things, actually, I can go and I can show you the platform in real time. So I do have slides, yes, but just like campus, if you guys ever get to visit Florida and you want to sit in on a campus class, by all means, you are welcome. But you will notice that I'm pretty off the cuff when it comes to presentations. I don't tend to use a lot of slides, and I'm usually out out walking the aisles and into the crowd. That's just the way I am. So let's transfer over to the platform. I know I have that up. Oops. Okay. So this probably looks familiar, right? Look familiar, guys? Cool. Michael, that's really, that's a good question. There is no attendance for these sessions. However, if you are not at the live session, I know who's been here. But if you watch the recording, I have a YouTube channel, and under each a video that I post, you could write a comment, be like, "Hey, Miss P, I watched the session," or "Cool session," or you could make a comment about something that we did in this session, and that gives me an indication that you have the material and you understand the material. Okay. So this is a platform, and there's a couple of things that I want to point out that are instrumental in knowing what's going on and what you can do to succeed here. So on your side of things, it looks a little different because I only have access to the instructor's side of things. So it may look slightly different. But on your side of things, right by my picture, there is an envelope. And what that envelope does is that will message me directly. So that will send a message to me, only me. That would be a conversation between you and myself. So if you need to ask me a question on the platform, by all means utilize that little envelope icon next to my picture. The other thing is we are currently on the activity page. So this is going to have all the assignments. And when you first came in, there was a couple of videos for you to watch. So there was a welcome to the first semester. There's a little video, a course overview of the class. And then we have professionalism. Now, professionalism is one of those things that it gives you a link to watch, or it gives you stuff to read to understand professionalism. And all you have to do is go in and read those materials and press the button that says, "I've completed this assignment." Okay, Anthony, good question. If it is, and I said, like I said when I was going over my office hours, if it is during my office hours, you can expect a response fairly quickly. Because I'm on the platform, I know that a lot of studies say that it's impossible to be a multitasker, but I'm really good at it. So if it's during my office hours, expect that you'll get an answer right away. If it is after office hours, it's a 24-hour turnover. Now, if I'm online, I see the message, I tend to answer it if I'm online doing other stuff. Saturday and Sundays, we are off. However, I check my email in the morning. Always. I check my email in the morning and answer the emails. But that's it. After the morning, that's it. Sundays is totally off. You cannot get me on a Sunday. We just finished the NFL season, but Still, even if it isn't NFL season, you can't get me on a Sunday. My Sunday is the family day. It's a day to decompress. Um, and you guys can have your Sundays too. If you play your cards right, if you practice time management, you too can have your Sundays. Cool. Okay. So on the activity page, make sure you look at professionalism, and this is going to be connected to whether or not you turn your assignments in on time. If you don't submit on time, expect that it's going to be it's going to be a dock to your professionalism. However, the first week is kind of, I know it's an adjustment. You're coming into a brand new way to do things. You're getting acclimated. You're trying to find where everything is. So I understand the anxiety. All I ask is that you reach out to me. Stay in communication with me. Give me the chance to be able to help you. If something passes, I don't have a lot of opportunity to help you. If you are going through the channels and you have communication with me, I'm gonna help you. You're making the effort. You're meeting me halfway. Cool? Cool. And I say that a lot. It's just my way to assess that everybody's on the same page as me. And yes, I do watch football. Unfortunately, my New York Giants got booted out the first round. What are you gonna do? It happens. There's always next year. For professionalism, it starts off with 100. You all get 100. You all get an A plus, and it's up to you to maintain that. So all you have to do for now is read over what professionalism is, understand that late assignments, being disrespectful, all those things that we should know as adults, that applies to professionalism. The next thing is community discussion board, and if some of you have been in there already, but this is a board that is up for the entire month. And it's a way for you guys to communicate with each other, because we aren't in front of each other. We're not in a classroom. We don't have discussions, although we have them in our GoTo sessions. The discussion boards are really a great way for you guys to stay connected to each other, connected to the Full Sail culture, practicing those mentor skills and giving and receiving feedback. That's all on the discussion board. So what I love to do is periodically I'll go in here and I may post a video inspirational or funny or just to spark up a conversation. And that's what I encourage you guys to do. I encourage you to share things with each other. So what have I seen in the past? I've had musicians that already have a SoundCloud and they share their SoundCloud. Web developers that have their own business already and they share their website. Or maybe a video that a film student has worked on. So the community discussion board is up there the entire month and is there for you guys to utilize to your heart's desire. So the first thing that I posted was a little video with the motivational speaker Eric Thomas. He is one of my favorites, and I posed a question, how do you plan to be limitless? And that's what I would love to see happening in this community discussion board. Pose a question, spark a conversation. Okay. Get back to activities. Okay, before we go into week 1, I want to come over here to, well, actually, let's do this first. So on my screen, it says students, but on yours, it'll say people. And people will give you everyone that is in the class. This is going to be detrimental as you go forward in the program, because this is where you'll see the people that are in your class. And if you are having group work, you could put a face with a name. It's facial recognition. So that's where you can find everyone in the class. Then you have this about link, and that gives you all the bonus materials that you will see also on your announcements. It gives you a support card, and then the syllabus. Go back to activities. Then these icons right here are pretty important. I'll go with the least one that you could do at your leisure. But if you go to the person icon on here and you go to manage your account, that's going to bring you to this page. And basically, this is your profile. So you can upload a photo, which I highly recommend that you do, and you can put all your contact information. So I put an alternate phone number, I put my Twitter handle in there, I put my LinkedIn page, some office hours that I'll give you. Anthony, I believe you mentioned it before, but at the moment, everyone connected at this moment will not be in our classes. I, I think I get what you're saying. There are 2 different sections in this class right now. So both the sections that I have are in our GoTo session. So there might be people here that you won't find in your section because they're from another section. Cool. Okay, this bell right here, this is notifications. And I'll show you where to get your announcements, and there's a screenshot on how you could set this up. But this is your notification. So if there's a grade that's been posted, if there has been an announcement that's posted, if there's a new assignment, which never happens, but that is going to be where you get the notifications. The icon that's most important, just for me especially, because I'm pretty crazy about making sure that you have everything that you need, and posting announcements and posting links, giving examples. This is all where this is going to be. So the envelope icon right here is going to give you a drop down box, and in the middle it says announcements. Now, it's going to look a little intimidating because on my side, I have things that are kind of set in place, and then I make new ones. So right now, you might have just a few things on your announcements. Okay. Here are the email preferences, and that'll what you can set up for your alerts. So this is in your manager account. The other important thing, and you need to do this probably by tomorrow at the latest, is how to access Safari Books for your books for this class. There are two. Our author is Nancy Duarte. She is my spirit animal. We have very similar philosophies when it comes to mentor and mentee. I was so excited to hear that she was going to be the author of our brand new class. She is amazing. The way that she looks at presentations and she looks at storytelling, you're in for a treat. It may be a little intimidating seeing those pages and chapters, but many of the pages are pictures or even interactive videos. So you need to do this. You need to go into Safari Books and register and make sure that you have an account. That is where you get your reading material. It's where all your books for your entire program is going to be. So you need to register your Safari Books. I know I said it again, but I will say it again. You need to go into this link and register and for your Safari Books, and that's under your announcements. Okay, so I posted that I sent you a welcome email. This is where I post the registration links. My office hours and alternative information are right on here. So if you ever have to refer to my office hours or use the phone number to call me, they're right here. I just want to point out that this one, it's starred for a reason. I don't know if you guys can tell where I'm from, but I am hardly at my desk. I'm never at my desk. I'm constantly on the move. And that alternative number is, it goes directly to my cell phone. And Jermaine, yes, now I am. I reside in Florida, but that's not where I'm originally from. But this number goes directly to my cell phone. I'm on the move constantly. So you can get me on that number more than you can get me on the office phone number, if that makes sense. Okay, what else did I want to show you? We'll go back to the activities page. The way the class is laid out, it is to build off each other. So each week is building blocks to the final presentation, and everything is there to build off each other. So tonight we have a GoTo training session. Now, this one usually I post a link in there to register, but I really sometimes it doesn't work in here. So I post the link in your announcements and I give it to you in your email address. So if there's ever a problem, you can always go to your email or your announcements. Your announcements and the email is where I'm going to send the recorded link as well. So anytime that you need to go back in and review a session, it will always, for the life of the class, be on your announcements. Oh, Daniel, can you guess? Why don't you take a shot? Go ahead and guess. I do get that a lot. I get that a lot. Especially if I wear my hair back. That's a new one. German? That's a new one. Brandon, somewhere up north, you're getting warmer. I'm phoning a friend. That's funny. Angel, you hit the nail right on the head. Yes. I'm from the Big Apple, born and raised. Yep. Oh, awesome. Where from, Jermaine? Queens. Nice. Born in Brooklyn, raised on Long Island. Awesome. 5 boroughs. Yeah, I have family from 5 boroughs, so I even have family from Jersey City, so from all over the place. Very cool. Very cool. Okay, so all the weeks build off of each other. And I know we could probably be in session until like midnight tonight and keep talking, but we do have some more stuff to go over. And then, of course, I do have a session on Friday also. Okay, so within the weeks, the assignments build off each other. So you have the GoTo session, which kind of gives you a breakdown of what you could expect from the week. You have Resonate or Slideology. That is the reading from Safari Books, where I showed you where to register for that. Then you have a discussion board along with their assignment, and each one builds off each other. So, sort of like the concepts and the idea is there, the reading is there to help you execute each activity, if that makes sense. And Kevin, no, Friday's session isn't a repeat. What it's there for is kind of a last reach out before the weekend. I go over some of the concepts that we didn't get to. It's pretty much after you started reading the material and we can actually discuss the concepts. So, okay. I'm sorry that a chat box got me distracted. Muriel, the questions are being typed in on the chat box. Okay, so I know that it's like 8:45 already. I can't believe how quick time flies. It went so fast. I hope it went fast because that means that we are having fun. Okay, so I want to go into the discussion board first, and to give you guys an idea of what to do. Now, the reading is there. It's open for the entire week. Now, I'm coming from experience. I only could share from experiences. So I've been through a program online, both my master's degrees online, and understand the accelerated pace of Full Sail and the importance of time management. My advice to you is to go in at least twice a day. Go into the platform. Even if it is just to go in to a discussion and read the objective or read someone's initial post or look at the instructions. Do that stuff in the beginning of the week. So if you start looking at instructions or you start looking at the rubric at the beginning of the week, you could start reaching out to your classmates. You could start reaching out to myself and get some of those questions answered. And some of the things that you could bring in to Friday's session before we go off to the weekend, and you could make those tweaks when necessary. Having success in 2 programs was just that. I needed to train myself to set aside a certain amount of time each day just to discipline myself and make sure that I knew what was going on. So I'm going to post announcements, if not every other day, periodically through the week, and those announcements are going to have reminders. They're going to have examples. They're going to have supplementary material to help you execute an assignment. So I know one of the words that you guys asked for was guidance. You asked for guidance. That was something you expected from me as your instructor. And I will tell you, I'm going to guide you. I'm going to give you probably 150% of myself. And all that information is going to be available to you. However, I cannot fly to where you reside and knock on your door and open up your computer and tell you or force you to read anything. I can't do that. That's out of my capabilities. I don't have a magic wand to put you under a spell. This is something that you have to be disciplined to do for yourself. So you will have everything you need, trust me, but it's up to you to go and retrieve it. Make sense? And Brandon, I know. And think of all the free meals that I would get, right? I would be able to travel the world and probably get a peanut butter and jelly sandwich while I was opening up your computer. But so my advice to you is just that. Go into the platform. Be excited about that. Be excited that, oh my God, I'm going to have something new every day. Whether or not it's a post from your classmate or a comment from me or an announcement. Something new is going to be on the platform every single day. So be excited about that. Then after that, after you're looking at the assignments and you're reading over the instructions, my personal recommendation is doing the discussion board first. The discussion board is there for interacting. It's a way to start formulating that idea and way of thinking that's going to spill over into your assignments. So on discussion boards, the initial post, and what I mean by initial post is you're reading over the prompts and you're answering the prompt and you're making your first post, is due by Wednesday night. So here, first post is due on Wednesday night. So that should be the first thing that you accomplish. Is you go into the discussion board, you read over, read over the material, the objective. You see if any of your classmates posted, and start formulating your first post. So this one, let's go into the discussion board. This one has to do with presentation history. And I'll ask you guys, what do you think that means? What am I asking for if the assignment name is presentation history? Your experiences. Absolutely, Michael. I couldn't have said it better myself. So it's asking you for your experiences. It's giving me insight to where you are at the current moment. It's giving me insight to your preconceived notion of what a presentation is and what we need to do to make you evolved. So you'll find in every discussion board, I make an initial post. So the first thing that you'll see when you go into any discussion board is my first post. And to make your initial post, you need to go to the very top where it says your post and then click in that box. And that is where you type in, okay? That will give you the green check mark. That will give you the indication that you created your initial post. And Daniel, yes, it is, and it's because my background is a writer. I'm a writer. I write stories. So that brings me to my next point. Another thing that I want for you guys, and I want this for your entire time that you're here at Full Sail. I mentioned before that Full Sail is advertised for creative minds. It is the university for creative minds. So guess what I want you to use in everything that you do? What do you think I want you to use in every single thing that you do? Your creative mind. Absolutely. So, my initial posts are not there for you to copy the style. It's there to give you inspiration that you can use whatever you feel comfortable doing, whatever medium you feel comfortable writing in. That's what you should bring to the table. So the fact that I like to write stories is why I incorporated that into my initial post. There's people that like to, you know, they like to incorporate music or they like to incorporate film, or, bottom line, I'm asking you to use what you love to do, what you are comfortable doing, what is going to make you happy and keep you motivated. Okay? So if you're very technical and that's the way you write in that here's the prompt, I'm going to answer each question as I go through, then of course, that's what you should do. Okay, Paige, very good question. There is no required length for a post. However, and I meant to show you guys that, unfortunately, I have to do another step when it comes to this, so ignore these steps. But with each assignment, there are things called assets. And once you get into click in an assignment, it's going to give you your objective, and then it's going to give you assets. These assets are going to be the instructions, a rubric, and then for discussion boards, you have the feedback rise model. So there is no length requirement. However, your initial post and or your responses should model after the RISE model. There should be elaboration. There should be not just answering a question yes or no, there's a why. There's illustrating or supporting the reason why you feel that way. Does that make sense? Cool. Okay. So let's open these instructions for a minute. And I know we're approaching time. That's okay. Okay, so on the second page of these instructions, and of course I'm not going to go through the whole thing because you can go and download these yourself. But on activities and on assignments, there's always what we call guided questions. So these guided questions are food for thought. They're there for you to kind of formulate what you're going to write about. It's a checklist, if you will, of everything that you should include in your initial post. With me? Awesome. Okay, and that's all it is. So all I'm asking you to do is go in, read those instructions, look over these questions, and make your initial post by Wednesday. Okay, now what this does, and of course, the sooner the better. You don't have to wait until Wednesday to do anything. You can start posting to the discussion board when you are ready. This is what it does, and I can't speak for everyone that is in the program and whether or not this is going to be beyond this class, but I love discussion boards. It's my way to communicate with you. It's my way to get insight to the way that you think, what makes you tick, your dreams, your philosophies. And it's a way for me as your mentor to start helping to guide you in a direction. So I'm going to respond to you. I'm going to respond to practically everybody. Everyone. I'll say it, everyone. I respond to everyone. So the sooner you get your initial post in there, the sooner I can start communicating to you guys. And the reason why we have it due by Wednesday is the second half of a discussion board is responding to your classmates, reading over their initial post and offering those insightful comments, offering feedback, asking questions, carrying on the conversation. Make sense? Cool. And no, Daniel, I would never ever do that to you. How much anxiety is that? No, you should not binge read all the chapters before posting. Um, the chapters, the reading is there. It's open for the entire week. So you have until Sunday to read all those chapters. And then this week is a little bit different because we have to go over all the preliminary things, but we will be starting to go over concepts within the GoTo sessions. And Friday is going to be pretty much a review of what you've been reading. So you're okay, Daniel. You do not have to read all those chapters all at once. Hopefully that makes you breathe. Okay, Paige, my ones on Friday are at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I do 2 different times for a reason, because there are some people that can't make it to night sessions that wish they could go to a live session. So those people that can't make it to night sessions, I then coupled the other one with the early session, so those people have a chance to come in live. No worries, Peach. Just like this one, it'll be recorded. Okay. Jermaine, you see it. There's 4 assignments for the week. Even if it is 0 weighted, it still counts as hours for the class that you need to come to the GoTo sessions, or you need to watch the recordings. You need to be reading and commenting on what you're reading. So all those things are relative. Kevin, you are in the night one. So the night one is on Monday from 7 to 9, and the early one is on Friday from 10 to 12. However, I will be going on vacation next week, in the middle of next week, but so we will, instead of having a session on Friday, we will have it on Wednesday. But please, it's too much information. I will get you that information the start of week 2. You'll have all that information. No worries. Cool. Okay, so that's the discussion. All you should be doing is going in and making your initial post and giving me a chance to communicate with us. Anthony, my YouTube channel is where I host my videos, and then I'll be sending you a link to the recording, and that is going to be posted on the announcements that I just showed you, the envelope icon, and then I also couple it with sending an email to your @fullsail.edu address. So you will have the direct link to go into my channel and watch the video. Cool? Cool. No worries. Please ask questions. Please ask questions. Assumptions get you in trouble. Asking questions gives me the opportunity to help you. So Don't ever feel bad about asking a question. Always ask questions. Brandon, you're normal. If that makes any sense, you're normal. It's okay. That means that you care. You're supposed to have some anxiety and be anxious and be nervous, but be excited at the same time. It's okay. It just means that you care. Thomas, you're not choosing. It's like you could be at either or. You could be at both if you want to, but they're recorded and you'll have both of the links for your convenience. Okay, the last thing that I want to go over, because we are running over time, the last thing I want to go over is the assignment for this week. Now, I don't want you guys to be worried too much about this right now. What I want you to do is start off with these. Start reading the chapters, do the initial post like I said, and then after you post that initial post, start working on the assignment. You can go in and download the instructions and look over the instructions, but make sure you do this initial post first. Okay, so let's go back to, here we go. Okay. Assignment 1. Okay, incidentally, I'm gonna run through this, however, I have a small video that goes over this exact assignment, which I will probably share with you. I'll also share that with you so we don't go over time too much tonight. Okay, so assignment 1 is, it deals with TED. Has anyone ever heard about TED.com or TED Talks? Oh, I love it. TED is life. So I have TED heads in here. I'm not the only one. Awesome. Yes. And the fact that they're on Netflix is amazing. I have so many TED Talks in my queue, it's ridiculous. So this assignment is centered around there. It's centered around TED Talks. So from now until we start communicating to each other on the platform, go on TED.com and look at videos that interest you. This particular assignment is asking you for 3. It's asking you to watch and evaluate 3. So just like the discussion board post, it gives you guided questions. Oops, I moved the whole thing. Okay, it gives you guided questions and it doesn't want to highlight for me. Never mind. Right here. What I recommend that you do, take these questions, have them in front of you when you watch the TED, and start thinking about each one, because these are questions used as a checklist to put in your evaluation. So step 1 is evaluating. You're evaluating the TEDs. Week 1 is about audience, and you will start to read this in your books. You'll start to read about the role of the audience. So in week 1, in order to understand an audience member. You need to be the audience member. And what this assignment is designed to do is be that audience member. You are the spectator. You're observing and evaluating presenters that happen to be at TED.com. And you are evaluating based on what they did for you. How did they give you the feels? Were they powerful and moving? What made it appealing? Or what made it not appealing? It could be both positive and negative. But the idea is that you're evaluating. You're not summarizing what the TED is about. You are evaluating what you got from the TED. Does that make sense? I like your enthusiasm, Daniel. Awesome. Okay, so it's not what the TED's about, it's what you're getting from it as an audience member, as a spectator. How has it moved you? What are the things that you would like to adopt yourself as when it's your time to be a presenter? All these things. Okay, so you have those guided questions for step 1 to do the evaluation. Step 2 is create a document for this assignment with visual elements. Now, do not stress out. I have examples to show you guys. Understand that this course is not about teaching you programs. It's not teaching you how to use one particular program over the other. It's all about what you feel comfortable doing, what you have access to. So you're creating something based on your resources. And I will give you in the announcement an email that I'm sending out tomorrow. This will have examples of what this assignment could look like. It will have suggestions of programs that you could use, and it will refer you to something called lynda.com that's available to you on Connect. That you can learn any program that your heart desires. There, it's all right there. The instructors are either people that have been successful in the industry or the people that wrote the programs. They were the authors of the programs. And what's cool about Lynda is 1, it's free through Connect. 2, it gives you a certificate of completion. So what that is, you can put it in your portfolio, you could put it on your resume, you can upload it to your LinkedIn. That is now a skill that you obtained, and you could bring it with you on interviews, and it's proof that you have that skill. Brandon, this is going to be this is going to be in the link that I send you, the recording. So you'll see my slides as well as hear my voice just like today. So absolutely. Okay. And then step 3 is you are creating a list of qualities that you found in the presenter or presenters. So it's not 10 qualities for each presenter. I'm not asking you for 30 qualities, so you can nip that in the bud. It's 10 qualities total that the speaker used that either resonated with you or didn't work. The only what's the word I'm looking for? The thing I most require is that you don't just give me a list. You tell me why. You use examples from any one of the presentations to illustrate why you chose the quality that you chose. So, for example, you found the presenter captivating, and you use the word captivating as one of the qualities. From one of the TEDs, or two of the TEDs, or all three of the TEDs, give me an example of how that presenter was captivating or how they weren't captivating. So positive and negatives are good here. And that's all you need. So it basically, if you had to break down the assignment, this is what it looks like in an infographic. You have the title and the link of the TED. You have an image that complements something within the TED. It could be a screenshot of a particular part in the video. It could be something that you pulled from like Google Images or Flickr, or even your own photos that pertains to something that the presenter spoke about. For instance, maybe the speaker was talking about the mythical power of unicorns, and that captivated you, and you decide to use an image of a unicorn for that particular part of the TED. That is relevant. That is part of the TED. It complements your evaluation. Get it? Cool. And then, of course, your 10 qualities. Make sure that you're not just listing the 10 qualities, you're giving specific examples of those qualities. And again, I will give you examples of many different ways that this assignment could be executed. So again, there isn't any particular program that you're asked to use. In the past, people use PowerPoint, they use Keynote, iMovie, Word documents, Pages, even Web 2.0 tools like Google Drive or Powtoons, Prezi. There's so many things that you can use. All I ask is use the one that you feel most comfortable in. Cool? Cool. The last thing is naming conventions. This is standard throughout your entire program. Could you imagine that we're about 54, 55 students. On campus is even more. I've had over 100 in class. Could you imagine that every single file I got was named Assignment 1? Is that fun for me? To get every single assignment named Assignment 1? No, that's no bueno. I would have to go into every single file and find out which file belongs to whom, and pray to the heavens that you put your name somewhere on the document and hope. So yes, for my sanity and your sanity, because there will be things that you create in here that you're gonna want to find down the line. There might be something about an assignment that you created in month 1 that you could use in a portfolio down the line or in another assignment. So The naming conventions are your last name, first name, and assignment name or assignment number. And yes, the struggle is real. Feel it. Feel it for me. So it's your last name underscore, first name underscore, and it could be the assignment number. That's all I need. Cool? All right. Do we have any questions for me? All right. The no is that I've done my job. uh, poquito, poquito. Sweet. So, I will close out with I'm so excited for our month together. I'm so excited to learn with you. Thank you so much for keeping me company and starting to build your universe, your community. You could reach out to me on the platform, email me, or any of those two numbers that I listed. I look forward to your initial post on the discussion board. I like to get in there. One of my favorite things is to make my cup of coffee in the morning and start reading. That's just I love to do that. So I look forward to that. When we close out of here, I render the video, and again, I will post it on my YouTube channel. You should receive an email from me sometime in the earlier part of the morning tomorrow. Thank you. Enjoy your evening. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording. And